Attention, field reporters! Got news? Report it to the What's News With You Field Reporter hotline. Call 412-679-NEWS to submit your news report to the podcast. Call 412-679-NEWS to submit your news report to the podcast. Check basic rates before making calls. Price may vary by plan. Now, WNWY. Reports across the globe from What's News With You. With comedians Josh Johnson and Ashley Gavin. And you, our reporters in the field. What's News With You?
Welcome to What's News With You, the news show about everything that's not in the news. Or it's like maybe in the news, but then you didn't care, so you didn't see it right away. I am alone. There was a scheduling thing that went awry, so it will just be me with the guest anchor today. The sign is already lost one side, which is fitting. It's basically how this episode is starting, with one side missing and the other side barely hanging on. Today I'm joined by guest anchor Gianmarco.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for not canceling.
No, absolutely.
Ashley told me, she's like, I fucked up. I can't make it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was polite, but deep down,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, livid.
Yeah.
Because it's nighttime.
Yes.
When you save one of your nights,
Mm-hmm.
that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't want you to have a night go to waste.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. My girlfriend was like, we'll go out to dinner. And I said, thank God we will not.
Yes. Okay. Well,
So I'm here. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here, and I also appreciate what you do. I am a fan of your comedy, and I think that you are. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it. I really do think that you are making special work, and that the way that you approach comedy is as unique as it's supposed to be. When someone is saying, "I'm going to be a comedian," it's like when I see what you do, I know those aren't things that I could do in that way, and I think that it's nice when you see a lane of comedy that someone is so firmly in.
Yeah.
That is like not just their like authentic expression, but also it's not like even when someone comes along that might have a similar style to you, they won't be you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm excited for your special, which will be out, and the link will be in the description right now.
Mm-hmm.
And in the future, when someone is watching this and watching the live premiere where I'm saying this, I will have already been watching. I might be watching it right while I'm saying I wish I could watch it, or I look forward to watching it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a very meta version of watching because I'm gonna be talking about watching it right now, but I'm gonna actually be watching it, and then I'm gonna be in the chat in another window, being like watching
Check
it now.
Check the comments, guys. He'll be there.
Yeah. What for you specifically? What was your news this week?
Oh, I forgot the whole premise. What is this?
So
what's my news? Like what happened to me?
Anything.
It can be literally anything.
But like personal, like happened to me?
Yeah, like if there's news in your life. Besides releasing a fantastic special, which you can watch right now, along with Josh in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Oh God. It's very depressing. I literally, like about an hour ago, I think a family member of mine that I'm not particularly close with had a fall. And well, here's the part that I do think is maybe worth commenting on. The family is fucked. I mean, it's a very fucked up, spread out family, and every text is, hey, in this moment, we need to put our differences aside. I know we've had a lot of differences. And every new person that enters the chat, the first thing they're saying is like, I know we've all had our differences, but let's put them to side for right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn. It's just that moment where it takes tragedy for people to put things aside for a second.
I mean, not only that, do you think that the putting things aside will then become the thing people argue about? After the 19th person says, let's put aside our differences. Somebody will be like, we've already been
It'll be my
through
dad.
that.
It'll be my dad to like destroy the peace.
The harmony?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my dad's a little he's out there. And basically it was a group chat, a politically mixed group chat. Because it's family.
Yeah.
It's spread out. And one of them, I believe, was in the army or whatever. And so my dad randomly in the chat, which was about someone's health, goes like, I was going somewhere in Europe, and he said, "Son, enjoy Europe. Trump's been crazy over here," or whatever. And then the army person goes, "This is a no political chat." And then you can't say that. You can't say that to my father.
Sure.
He just goes, videos after videos, and I'll say whatever I want, and Trump is a psychopath. And this was supposed to be a chat for a family member's health. And to be fair, in defense of my dad, and I didn't say this, when my grandfather died, my step-grandfather died, this family member who was in the army, he couldn't make it. He was in some other country hitting kids, and he wrote a letter to be read. So my grandfather, step-grandfather, but he was the only one I knew. He was used to belong in the priesthood, met my grandmother, fell in love. She was his secretary. It was okay back then. And the Catholic Church, he asked, could I date this woman? And the Pope said no. They sent him to a psych ward. And ultimately he was excommunicated to be with this woman that he loved. Yeah. And he was a 40-something-year-old virgin, and they got married. But he was a big pacifist. Like he talked about bullying in a way that before online bullying made it so complicated.
Yeah.
So he was very peaceful, pacifist, Democrat, just hated war, all these things. And my army cousin or whatever, like wrote a letter to be read at his funeral that was like, I remember when I took Jack to the rubble at Ground Zero. And I think in that moment, remember, he's dead. This is his funeral. I think in that moment, he understands that sometimes war is the only answer. And I was like, what the fuck is this propaganda? Oh my God. I was like, what the fuck is this propaganda at my grandfather's funeral, sending a bomb from afar in a very American fashion.
Yeah.
And like, we have to listen to it.
Yeah.
It's just, and it was to take a dead man and basically say, well, his whole philosophy, I think in that one moment I saw a twinkle in his eyes that said, no, war is better sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was just so when my dad, as crazy as he is, in that moment, I was like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I mean, also, it's so, I don't know. I do feel like it's very telling that someone knows that they are either in the wrong or like doesn't have the grounds to engage when they're like, not saying if you don't want to talk about politics, you're automatically wrong, but like there's something to be said about like how sometimes rather than engaging, people want to be like, this is a no political zone because something just happened that you can't defend. So rather than defend it or think about it.
Yeah.
I literally had a friend one time say, something had just happened. Trump had just done something.
Sure.
And I mentioned it to them because I thought that they were talking to me in the context of that thing. And they were just regularly talking to me about like general politics.
Yeah.
And then they said that like Trump did this thing, and then they were like, I'm glad I didn't see it because then I'd have to like try to unsee it. And I'm like, or you're just wrong.
Sure.
Or you're just like, and not even wrong about everything you believe in. Maybe you're just wrong about the character of this person. If you have to forget, if you have to wait to talk about him until your memory is fresh from the last thing that he did, that should be a sign of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also it's that feeling people get where like it's like you can critique the person, you can go like you don't have to. You can just go, yeah, that wasn't good.
I mean, what was it?
Everyone talks like they're politicians. Everyone talks like they're running like PR for the thing that they voted for.
You know, I'm trying to do it justice because it's like Trevor's thought. It's not my thought. But one time we were having a conversation and he was like, the thing that's weird and annoying to me about like, maybe he didn't say annoying, but the thing that was odd to him about politics as we do it in the US is that like when you have a sports team, you shit on your team.
Yes, of course.
You're supposed to, because you want your team to win. You want your team to win the Super Bowl. So you're then the one that says, this is what we need to do.
You're yelling at the coach.
You're yelling at the coach. You don't sit there and go, we didn't make any mistakes. We lost because they must have cheated. It's
yeah.
No, you lost.
Yeah.
We all saw it. And there are a couple passes that could have been covered.
Yeah.
And it's like to say that isn't to now not be a Rams fan.
Sure.
If anything, you're a better Rams fan because you know the stats. And you're like, no, we need a new quarterback. Like they're wasting all this time on the draft on running backs. We need a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's weird that no one can apply that to anything political.
Maybe it's like, maybe what Trump did is like, he fires so many of his own people. Like he's so critical of his own team that like, he's like, don't worry about criticizing the party. I'm just going to fire all these people. It'd be like a quarterback constantly firing the front and being like, actually, they sucked.
Yeah.
They were awful.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more football positions to keep going
our
with
tight end can't catch.
Tight end, they were an idiot.
Yeah.
And then when they say, why did you pick him? It goes,
he was already here.
He was already here.
It's like, with you.
Yeah.
You brought him. That's why he was already here. But, okay, so the fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, I am a little stuck on your step grandfather getting excommunicated for falling in love with it. It is weird how the church will
what? There's nothing like, weird about the church.
Will be like, what? I can't believe you want to leave the priesthood for a woman? This isn't Adam and Eve. This is, you know what I mean? It's like it's like actually the most natural thing according to them that you can do. When you finally do it, they're like, ugh, gross.
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
And it's like that feels so wild to me. It like, if anything, you would think the church would be like, got another one. Because this is where it feels like I know that they take like an oath or they make some sort of pledge or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, this is where, okay, the Catholic Church, as I understand it, doesn't believe in like contraception, birth control, those types of things. They also believe that sex is for the purpose of procreation, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the last pope, if he made it a little loose, but
maybe,
but the new pope's taking care of it.
But you take that, right?
Yeah.
So then there we go. That's Catholicism, unless I'm wrong. And
no.
That
sounds familiar. I don't think it's polyamorous.
So now, if a priest is like, "Hey, I think I fell in love with this woman," if you stop him, aren't you like low key stopping him from making more people?
But I think what it is, it's the same thing where you wanted loyal employees. And I mean, what is life but trying to get an employee forever? Mm-hmm. Like all the crimes of humanity are, I need help and I want them there at my beck and call.
Yeah.
And like the church's version of that was like, we strict no women because women, we want your money. Women be shopping. And so they go, and we want you when you die. I mean, it all comes from when you die. We don't want anyone laying claim to your goods and belongings. We get it back. Yeah. So it all stems from, I'm sure it stemmed from a time like where they needed to build wealth and power and accrue. And so you're like, listen, you start having sex with women, she's going to say, oh, I want to go over here tomorrow. And it's like, you need to be in church.
Well, okay. If I have this right, Alex, can you confirm? Because I'm pretty positive priests were early in the church allowed to marry. And then the thing that, to your point, the thing that ended up happening was these priests were having kids, and then they wanted their estate, or they were like making sure their kids got an inheritance or whatever it was. Is that right? Because they haven't been allowed to marry for a long time.
Yeah.
That was part of it, preventing familial claims on church resources.
Of course.
Separating the clergy as distinct spiritual group from the laity as well.
And I think what I'll never understand about human beings, and I'm not smart, there's certainly people in the priesthood, my step grandfather included, brilliant. and they knew Latin and Greek, and that's how dumb I am. I said they knew Greece, and you're
only like a little bit off.
Yeah, but it's like they don't have whatever. It seems like, unless they're lying and they go, I do like this lifestyle and that's why I do it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they don't seem to have the thing in their head that goes, oh, the reason this is because of the money thing and not because it's in some way holy or to God.
Yeah, because exactly.
It's like Jews have so many things of like where they put one cup of water in this hand, one cup of water in this hand, one cup of water in this hand, and I'm like, washing your hands. You washed your hands.
Yeah.
And that's like the religious ritual. And I'm like, yeah, they just made you wash your hands.
Yeah.
You know, there might as well be in the Talmud that said you gotta flush. I mean, it's all these. I sometimes think about, and I don't. This probably goes so far back, but I'm like with masturbation. I'm like, I'm wondering, like, did it start as like a logistical problem where it was like everyone's just masturbating everywhere? Like
everyone's late.
Yeah, everyone's late. We're slipping.
Yeah.
You know, every floor, we're all wearing sandals, imagine at this time.
Yeah.
And so it started with like, guys, we gotta cut it out. And no one did.
Yeah.
And so someone was like, you'll go to hell. You'll go to hell if you do it.
Let's see what we can find about that, of why masturbation is a sin.
I feel like that one goes far back.
I'm sure there's a million reasons.
Yeah.
Those cave walls are stuck together.
What is is it the, can you inform me really quick, because I don't actually know the difference between I'm going to pronounce both of them wrong, but the Talmud.
I honestly don't. And the Old Testament.
And the Torah.
The Torah, I believe, is the Old Testament.
Yeah, and that's like Talmud, the first 5 books of the Old Testament.
Yeah, I believe. And then the Talmud, I think, is a separate document.
The Talmud is the oral Torah, a vast collection of rabbinic commentaries, legal discussions, and stories that interpret and apply the Torah's laws to teachings in daily life.
I believe
so it's like rabbis talking about the Torah.
I believe there's something in there, like I swear this is right, because Tova will tell me about it sometimes. She always goes like, you love arguing, you'll love the Talmud. And I'm like, sweetheart, I promise you I'm not going to love the Talmud. But she says there's something like, if a man falls off a roof with an erection and into a woman and accidentally impregnates her, does that mean, you know, he owes child support or whatever? And it's like, you know, I think that's their version of essentially asking about paternity.
Yeah.
In the most theoretically philosophical, like, if this happened to happen by accident.
Yevamot 54 is, I guess, the specific section. Here, let me see if I can find the exact words here, because there's a lot of people breaking it down.
Yeah.
That sounds like someone being sarcastic.
Yeah. How did you cheat? What, did you fall off a roof with an erection and into her?
And then right into her?
Yeah.
You know, she was like sunbathing.
Back then, though, I think you could probably get away with some pretty big lies if you got caught cheating.
100%.
You know, the stories where a whale ate a man and he survived, and it's like, I fell off the roof.
People had 3 families.
Yeah.
You just had to be willing to walk.
So I guess I'll use the AI breakdown, because it's not in
great.
It's unless you prefer,
because it
the
did
language.
It without asking, and you might as well read it then. The tree's already dead.
Would we prefer a different one?
No, I mean the tree's already dead, like you said. You know?
Google kills the tree automatically. I have no say. But so it's a hypothetical case of a man with an erection falling from a roof and landing on a woman. And,
do you think it was the fiddler?
It may have been. It very may have been.
Also, landing on her isn't the same as landing. Like landing on a person and landing in a person are 2 very different things.
Yeah.
You still had to make some choices after
How
the
is she
fall.
sunbathing? I mean, my God.
Yeah.
However, this is the exact. However, he is not liable to pay for the shame he caused her, as the master said. One is not liable to pay for shame unless he intends it. Which is an interesting.
It's wild, and it, by the way, it gets like that's like the fun one. There's bleak ones too, about like prisoners of war and like, you know, and horrible things. And it's like, well,
I mean, my thing overall is, okay, so you look at these, you look at these books and you look at these like teachings, these scriptures, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like my whole thing is, to your point, you go back to the Old Testament in the Bible, and there was a lot of just like general good practices in there where they were like, oh, it's not even a holy thing. This animal's really hard to clean.
Yeah.
You're going to get very sick.
I tried to read it once. I was like, I'll read the Bible, and I got like a big print version. And like Leviticus, it's like reading the most outdated medical textbook in the world. And it's like, if the cow has a boil on its head, build a ship of 2 cubits by, and you go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Everyone should read the Bible so that when people bring this up, they go, oh God, that was the most boring thing I ever read in my life.
I mean, I feel like I wonder if, obviously this would be like somewhat heretical, like you would never actually do this, but I do wonder what the short version with all the important stuff is. Remember they tried to make that? Do you remember that?
Which the Bible?
There were 2 other prints of the Bible for a little while. I haven't seen them in over like 2 decades maybe.
Yeah.
But when I was a little kid, there were these versions of the Bible. One of them was only things Jesus said, so only the red print of the King James version.
Sure.
And then one of them was kind of like, it felt like Cliff Notes because it was low key like everything you like need, but then everything like it wasn't just like the New Testament. It was literally like,
here's the 3 commandments that matter.
Look, here's the stuff that you're actually probably going to do on a daily basis and that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
So like the stuff about like, don't steal your neighbor's cow wasn't in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I almost half feel like I made this up, but I've been to enough like Bible stores and like Christian Science stores or whatever to like, cause then that's also the other thing. You try to find a bookstore in like a town you're not from.
Sure.
And they'll send you to a Christian Science bookstore and they'll wait till you walk in to be like, what?
Yeah.
Well, we're not doing anything.
It's so
where's a regular
weird.
Bookstore?
I wasn't raised with any of it. And then I went to my basketball team in 5th grade to visit at a school, and it was a Christian school. And in there, they had a bookstore there, and we walked in. And it was like, it'd be like if I went to a different country completely where they had these videos. It was called Bible Man. And it was like a superhero that was like
you saw Bible Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And me and our demon friends, we took this bus home. It's just like 4 of us went back, and we laughed in a way that like, I mean, because to us, it was a crazy world, and all 3 of us we weren't like militant atheist kids. We were like, this is crazy Bible Man.
You know what ends up happening? This is a big issue with like the Christian tradition and the secular world is that the Christian mindset of how to apply all culture and entertainment in the world comes off the same way as like vegans.
Yeah.
A vegan, like there will be a vegan buffalo chicken pizza. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because if you're better than me, you don't get my thing.
Sure.
That goes for both. It's like, if you are better than me, don't pretend to have my thing then. If like men in tights in Marvel movies is too gay for you,
sure, then
don't make your own.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he wears tights for God. It's like, no.
Yeah. You're not fooling anyone.
You're literally just trying to cop my thing because you feel like my thing is dope. And instead of just enjoying it as is, you've chosen to. And look, everyone's choices are theirs. Like, I never fault. Like, whenever I have vegan friends who literally are like, I learned a little bit too much about food processing. I learned a little bit too much about like how they treat cattle and stuff like that. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm fully with you.
Sure.
Like that. I actually think you're a better person than me. Like 100%. I'm not even like trolling. When someone sees that and has the level of conviction that they're like, I'm going to change my entire life, because that is what we battle as people. There are people that choose in every form of information to stay a little bit more ignorant so they don't have to face the person they'll be with knowledge.
Yeah.
Than people who are just like, I found this out and now I have to change my behavior. Yeah. Right? So you're a better person than me.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
But do not come over here talking about, here's my a double smash burger
Yeah.
of like whatever, literally, like, how do you pronounce it? Seitan?
Oh
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah, they
No.
do cauliflower steak a lot. And I'm like, I like cauliflower. You can just tell me it's cauliflower. I'm not gonna, you're not gonna trick me.
You don't need the other word because it's not the other word. You don't like you don't want steak. You're better than steak.
Yeah.
I
think the description of it should be like just cauliflower. Hey, you know you're better than everyone else at the table, right?
Yes.
And it tastes pretty good.
Yes.
Nice.
And
It's not steak, but you're a better person.
You did a thing with flavor that we didn't give you credit that you were going to be able to do. That's also on us. So not only are you better, but you're a better cook.
There should be badges. I think vegans deserve it. I think if a vegan ever said to me, "I'm a better person than you," I wouldn't argue it.
Yeah.
I would be like, "You are absolutely right."
I'd be like, listen. Even if I don't think that's true, a cow does. Even if I'm over here like, no, I volunteer. A chicken would be like, you what? Jebby?
What I want is, I think about how we treat animals and eat them, and I think about how no animals ever brought it up in a Dr. Dolittle movie. Like, they're always like, "Hi, I'm a chicken.
Yeah.
How was your day going?" And none of them are like, "You hate my mom."
Yeah. None of them have like PTSD.
I think every Dr. Dolittle should be the animals just screaming at all the characters, and then you have the one vegan, and they're like, "Thank you."
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna tell you a quick story before we get to our correspondence in the field. And this is truly insane. I cannot, to this day, I cannot tell you the motivations. I can only tell you what happened. My girlfriend and I were trying to adopt a dog in the pandemic, and it was very hard to do because apparently we saved them all in that amount of time.
Sure.
Like, no, truly, I was like, guys, this is this is gonna sound like I didn't deserve a dog, but this was my thinking. I never said this out loud, but I was like, y'all, we live indoors. You have dogs that don't have homes. I think we'll work it out.
Yeah.
I think just give me a dog, especially because we weren't being picky. We weren't being like, no, it has to have whatever. We had our little preferences and whatever, but we also were like, we know when we see the dog or when the dog becomes available, we'll make it work, whatever, right? So that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the place of like, listen, I have a home that's a little big for two people. Let's get a dog. There are dogs that don't have a home. Let's make it happen, right? And the process, and then I was vindicated because then that New Yorker article or whatever came out talking about how it was harder in the pandemic to adopt a dog than it was to get into Yale. It was like, I don't know if it was
That's
New Yorker
Malcolm
exactly.
Gladwell shit.
I don't know if it was the New Yorker exactly, but they drew one of the most insane comparisons because it was true. It was like literally they needed my income, her income. They needed how long we'd be at home.
Really?
Like, it was, dude, you would think we were adopting an actual human child.
Yeah.
And this is all for a dog that they already said might need to have extra training, could come from like a situation where they have PTSD, whatever, right?
Sure.
So then, sure enough, we finally get close because nobody's biting, and we're literally seeing. This is another thing that there was a type of envious I didn't know I could be. I haven't even talked about this on stage because I haven't figured out a way to describe this without sounding too. I will sound beside myself when I really wasn't. I was really just noticing.
I understand.
But a lot of these places, they'll put the dogs up that are up for adoption.
Yeah.
Then, as part of the success story, they'll take a picture with the dog and their new family. And so you see who was better than you. You literally see like, and then sometimes every once in a while I wouldn't be mad because every once in a while it would be a family taking a picture wide shot with the dog, like husband and wife. And in the background looks like a mansion. I'm like, that's a better life.
Sure.
That's fair.
Did you meet that dog or you saw a picture of that dog?
We would always see pictures of the dog. There was no meeting the dogs because we were still in
because they don't do that with like adoption agencies. It's not like, I don't think at least, they don't show you like pictures of babies and then you have to see the baby with the family that got the baby.
Yeah. They don't show a short video of like, here's how happy they are without you.
Yeah.
And so then we finally get like what I would just call a callback. right? We finally get a call back after our initial audition for this dog, right? And then we're on there with the woman, and I don't know if a better family came up, but she had already made the appointment or something.
Yeah.
This woman legitimately tried to like scare us out of the dog that we were like. She goes, look, and I couldn't tell the entire time. I could not tell if she was saying this stuff actually happened to the dog or it might have happened to the dog. She was speaking in a very like what's the word? She was speaking
Cryptic?
in a very cryptic, very like vague way of describing the dog's potential trauma, right?
Yeah.
So then she's like, this dog was born in Korea or something. I don't remember how it got to the US, but this dog was born in Korea, and it watched its entire family get churned up for meat.
How do you even know that? How does someone have records?
I'm like,
of that?
I'm too nervous about, because remember, this is our first callback, so I'm not even questioning anything.
Yeah.
A part of me wants to be like, so wait, is this what you're saying could have happened, or you're saying you were there and you didn't save the rest of them, you just saved this one?
Yeah.
What, like SEAL Team 6 operation?
They went to Ethan. They said, "I'll take one dog to go."
Yeah, like what are you saying right now? Right?
Yeah.
The whole thing is insane. And then she goes, this dog, is gonna have some PTSD and some trauma, so it won't love you for the first 2 years. Like it won't like
so specific.
It probably won't let you pet it, and it's gonna need like a overwhelming amount of training to do overwhelming. She already knows what's whelming. She's gonna need an overwhelming amount of training just to get to the place of a like domesticated dog.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be pretty wild because of everything that it's gone through. And if you live anywhere where there are going to be unexpected loud noises, you might as well forget it. Like,
oh my God,
the whole thing was insane. And so then we get off the phone after we're like, yeah. Because then I almost, just out of like maybe a little bit of pride, I almost started demanding. I was like, hey, look, clearly you don't know us, lady. All right. We got more than enough love to give. All right. We got so much love to give. We sick of each other. All right. We're going to pour so much love on this dog. This dog won't even know to bite us in the face in our sleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like she went through things that like, I don't even think dogs do. Like,
it sounds like she's trying to test you.
Yeah. I think like to this day, my girlfriend's like, I think she was just trying to test us, but I'm like, then why was she having a sort of to-speak? Why was she having this sort of coded language as if this could be exactly what like she's talking about the dog, or this could be what happened? Because she was describing things that she wouldn't have been there for.
I think they just know that like if you don't. I went to it was a reptile sanctuary in Phoenix, and they were talking about sometimes a pet will go viral on TikTok. There was like a song of like I think the capybara, some kind of animal, all sorts of animals, but they trend, and everyone adopts them, and they don't know what they're getting into, and suddenly these sanctuaries have an influx of people returning these animals. And so it sounded like hell. It's just like this song went viral about toucans, and suddenly everyone got a toucan, and then a year later they go, "This is not a good pet," and all these sanctuaries have to deal with people bring toucans and they got to kill them all probably. And I mean, they can only take so many. They were taking turtles because these turtles, they live for 120 years. And so people drop off the turtles, they have to pay $100 and they hand off the turtle, and they have to house the turtle for 80 plus years. So I'm sure at this certain point you're like, I gotta scare these people, and I gotta really make sure.
But then I think the difference is, what I find so insane is that you are putting these dogs up for adoption.
Yes.
So it would be different if I saw a dog island, because they have those dog islands. Have you heard of this?
I have not heard of the dog islands, no.
Okay, well, there are just these places that are like basically dog sanctuaries with way too many dogs.
Sure.
And they give them food, and they clearly like treat them and whatever.
Yeah.
But the dogs really like run that place.
Sure.
Huh.
Like there's a couple dogs on the island that are just like king.
Yeah.
And they're like not even territorial in the way they're fighting all the time. They're just like, no, if you come over here, I run this.
Yeah.
And they play out all of the dog wolf stuff that they don't do with us, or that they look to us to when they're our pet.
Interesting.
But you're saying beggars can't be choosers, essentially.
I'm saying that beggars can't seem to get anything because we didn't even get that dog. the dog that only bites faces in sleep. We didn't get that dog.
Yeah.
That's rough. Yeah, some people are weird about it.
That was that on purpose? That's rough.
Oh, damn.
Come on,
wow.
that's one of the best ones.
Comedian brain. New special in the description. But all right, now we're going to take it to some news reports from our listeners, our reporters in the field.
Thank you so much. If you sent us a message and if you're reporting in from the field, this would normally be where Ashley says you're a bad person if you didn't donate money. But this week, look at that. Look at that. What do you hear? What do you hear? Probably just one person telling you you're a good person just for listening and sending in a report. How much we appreciate you.
Maybe if you send him more money, though, the sign would stay up.
Yeah. That's actually a very good point.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're fine without the money. All right. We appreciate the money when you send it, but that helps keep the lights on. It helps get Alex paid and everything, but it is not contingent on our love for you.
Yeah. Until then, I'm a slave and the sign stays dead. But speaking of paying and supporting us, if you support us at patreon.com/WNWY, we'll prioritize listens to your message. This message comes from a supporter, an executive producer.
Thank you so much for being an executive producer.
This story comes from executive producer Elise.
Elise, thank you.
Hey guys, so my name is Elise, and I am from Cleveland, Ohio. This happened about a couple of months ago at a place called Springfield Township. Not the same township as Trump said, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. No, this is actually near Akron, where LeBron James is from. So, a lady was pulled over for a traffic stop, and it turns out she had active warrants and a suspended driver's license and was wanted for drugs. But that's where the story gets more interesting. After she was arrested, the cops searched her car, and guess what they found inside? She had a pet. What kind of pet? It was a raccoon. She had a pet raccoon riding around with her in her car. But it gets even better. The raccoon had a meth pipe.
Yes, I've seen this. Oh, really? I've seen this. Yes, this is incredible.
Wow.
This is wow. Elise, thank you so much for reporting in to the show. This is what. Okay, yes.
The raccoon was smoking it.
The raccoon took a drag off a meth pipe in front of the police, and it's
holding it?
It's on body cam. No, the raccoon worked those little hands.
No.
I will play the video after Elise's report.
Yeah.
But I have it pulled up right now.
Do they have thumbs?
They got enough going on that they can angle something.
Who lit it?
I think it was already lit.
It's even better. The raccoon had a meth pipe. Yes, you heard that correctly. A meth pipe. And then when the officer tried to take the pipe away from the raccoon pulled out another. This is the most...
From where? Wait, what?
It's a magic
another
raccoon.
He's double piping.
On the planet, a lady with active warrants that has a meth-addicted raccoon in her car. She's in jail. And the raccoon, whose name is Chewy, you'll be happy to know he is at a sanctuary and safe.
Wow.
Why isn't Chewy in jail too? Throw Chewy in jail.
Chewy, y'all act like Chewy a victim, all right? Chewy was riding dirty along with her, all right? Chewy over there in that sanctuary.
And he pulled out a sec. He saw the officer and said, "Fuck you, officer."
So here's the video. This is from CBS News. So this is official.
Warning: drug paraphernalia. God, the news.
Hey.
What?
John, come here.
Hello.
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
God.
As what?
Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have
Well,
that.
that's why I'm gonna do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on he'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
Is that what that
A few
is?
minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Oh, there's no way. He's trying to smoke it.
All right. Thanks.
There's no way.
Wow.
All right, enough fun and games.
It's too bad meth's not legal because that would make a great commercial.
That's
would make
that's
it-
also the fact that the raccoon was like, "You think I'm an amateur?
Yeah.
Damn.
you think I got one on me?"
A raccoon's a perfect, cereal mascots. I'm thinking listen, guys, I know trash. This isn't it.
Yeah,
You think he tried out for Geico but fell on hard times,
Yeah,
after. Damn. That's
Man.
crazy.
Especially naming a raccoon on meth Chewy is very funny.
Yeah. It
Those-
should be called Smokey.
Those teeth different.
That's
Those-
nuts.
I put in that in my dark Dr. Doolittle movie.
I'm not gonna lie, like that is, that's one of those things where the cop was braver than me. All right.
Yeah.
Already, I've seen raccoons in life,
Yeah.
and I keep my distance. If
Sure.
I saw a raccoon with a meth pipe, I'm like, you can have the hood, man. You can have the whole neighbor. I'm not coming
That makes
near
you more scared of the raccoon.
Yes, because a raccoon is squirrely at its baseline.
Yeah.
At its baseline, if you flip open a trash can, you see a raccoon. The raccoon is just as likely to try to bite you as it is to try to hide deeper in the trash.
Yeah.
I don't know what a raccoon on meth does.
Something bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, something bad. Cheats on his wife. I would love if that's how Walter Whitehead got caught at the very end.
Just a raccoon.
That's
He
so
beats
funny.
all the drug people, and then there's a raccoon.
The
He says,
raccoon
"Get
is
out of
like-
here!" And then the raccoon takes out a gun.
Wow.
takes out a gun and is like, I need that clear ice.
If Breaking Bad ended with a talking raccoon, full on committed.
I think I do think it would still, what is it people say? It's one of the best series
Great
of
show.
television ever
I
created.
think that would have taken it down a peg for sure. If people said that finale, that was like, it's not bad. It really changed the world.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing. That's
If that's Game of Thrones, that would be a better finale. That's what took down the dragon. They brought out
a meth pipe raccoon.
and then the dragon takes a hit and goes, ah.
Yeah.
And then he lights it with his flames.
Also, it's going to be so much harder for you to be like, that's not my pipe, when a raccoon knows how to smoke it.
Yeah.
Because that means you taught this raccoon. You may have not even intended to teach this raccoon, but this raccoon learned by observation how to
Sure.
smoke a whole.
That's not how I'd play it, though. I'd be like, if that happened, I'd be like, where'd you get that crack pipe? Where'd you get that meth? Well, what is it? Oh, you have a second? I'd be mad. I'd say, can I have a conversation with the raccoon?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I told you don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Where did you get this?
Yeah.
Two, I'd say that it was just, clearly it must enjoy it.
I mean,
I've always wanted to see a dog. I would never do this. I don't even know if it's illegal to get a dog drunk.
I'm sure. Well, like, I'm sure it's illegal. The
Do you think even someone's even bothered to make it a law?
probably not.
You can't get your
actually.
dog
Is it
drunk.
a law already? I've seen a dog high. I've been around a dog that's
Yeah.
actively been made high.
Are they vibing or are they like upset?
He was vibing. He was like licking my hand for probably a good 30 minutes straight. I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
what
per your
he
point,
was
that's
tasting.
baseline dog is like
Yeah.
weed is like, ooh,
Like a
I'm
dog.
tasting all the different kinds of shit on this hand.
Yeah, because also dogs, it's very funny when dogs get really high off their own medicine. A lot of them act like cats.
Oh yeah,
A lot of them will like lean up against a wall and curl their back and just like stare.
Mhm.
And they're just, and you can tell they're like, they don't know what's next.
yeah.
Like, I remember when our dog got vaccinated and got there was some medicine that our dog had to get along with being vaccinated while a puppy. and this was all too much for his little system. Like this dog was over here like not nodding off, but like vibing in a way that was very like, it was very drug induced. Like the dog, instead of falling asleep, it felt like he was being like.
Are there any dog anti-vaxxers? And they're like, my dog started behaving like a cat.
I think that's mostly Brooklyn. I think like you would be surprised, dude.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that makes me so angry, and it's not even like just a vaccination thing, it's an actual care thing. Because to your point about the toucans and the Tauruses and all that stuff like that, in the pandemic, so many people got a dog and then took zero effort to take care of this dog. They got a dog because they wanted a dog. They didn't get the dog vaccinated. They didn't get the dog trained. Ooh. They didn't do anything. So now this dog is essentially an actual wild animal living with them.
Yeah.
And it makes me so angry because like a trainer explained it to me one time that basically one of the reasons to train a dog isn't to like yell a bunch of commands and be mean. The dog, like in their natural state, are looking for who their leader is.
Yeah.
If they don't have a leader, they're the leader. And if you put a dog in a situation where they have to be the leader with a bunch of like stimulus that is not known to them, they're going to be freaking out all the time.
Sure.
So it's like the dog looks to you to lead it, to protect it, and to know what's expected of it. And dogs literally, like, that's why they're good at following commands, because they anticipate what is expected of them and they want to do that thing to then not serve their purpose in a like just a hierarchical sense, but like serve their purpose in like, I know what to do, so I'm more comfortable.
Sure.
So when you come home, and if you train me to sit when you come home and then you give me dinner, when you come home, I'll sit next to the bowl and I'll know to expect food, and that's dope. And then like I know to come when you call for me because you pet me, and that's dope. And like, but if you're just sending a dog messages all the time, there's a level of stress in there that is so unfair to the dog. But then people don't want to be like disciplinarians of their own dog, which is one of the like, I'm just going to sound mean saying it, but it's true. It's one of the saddest I need you to like me things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because dogs don't even remember like that. Like if you gave your dog a command very sharply, the dog isn't like, we project that onto a dog that a week later, it's like, he's probably thinking about the time I had to yell at him.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Thinking about food.
I was accidentally stepped on my dog, like my foot slipped off the thing and it like hit his head. And I thought like, this dog's going to hate me for the rest of my life. And I can't explain to it that I did, that wasn't on purpose.
That wasn't on purpose, yeah.
I mean, and then 2 days later, even an hour later. But there's like 30 minutes where like this dog
I mean,
thinks
don't get me wrong.
I'm a fucking monster.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. When you have to give a dog medicine, when you have to take a dog to the vet and hold the dog down while the vet tech is like doing a blood draw or something like that, I'm not acting like dogs don't have any memory.
Yeah.
I just mean like they don't, especially for commands, especially for learning, they don't hold the same like grudge that we do. Like you might look back at a time that maybe you were about to touch the stove and your parents hit you in the face. And to this day, even in your 30s, you're like, why the face?
Yeah.
You couldn't have slapped my hand away. You had to hit me in the head. Like you can hold that grudge. A dog is like, oh, while I was learning sit, they did scream sit a lot. That's not going through the dog's head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The dog just recognizes, oh, when I sit, I get a treat and I'm sitting. Where's the treat? And then sometimes
the dog's already on meth.
Yeah. The dog's already so far gone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think a raccoon on meth is a unintentionally trained behavior.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you remember when we thought COVID was like from like, you know, some like animal thing?
Yeah.
I'm curious if a raccoon with meth could start a new thing. You get bit by a raccoon on meth? I feel like...
Let me tell you, if there's anyone who would know how to solve disease from a meth smoking raccoon, it is RFK Jr.
Yeah.
If you know, in that case, we picked the exact right guy to deal with it.
Can I tell you right now, he act like he already been bit.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you get bit by a raccoon on meth, you gain a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start, you know, like what? You start smutching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You smell something and know exactly what it feel like. you over there like, those curtains so soft.
Next hearing he has you hear just by like, who ate carrots?
Wow.
Do we have time for
we're
one
an
more?
hour 30 in, so we should we should probably wrap.
Got you. Gianmarco, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I was happy to.
And go listen to, watch, be a part of the special. The link is going to be in the description. And Gianmarco is also on YouTube. Subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Please.
You're also on Instagram,
Everything.
Facebook,
At
and
Gianmarco
TikTok.
Soresi.
Yeah,
the whole gamut.
Is there anything else you want to let the people know?
Podcast called The Downside. Come back on sometime. You were early on in the Downside run.
Yeah,
The Downside with Gianmarco Soresi. Check it out.
living. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you, brother.